Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Raite, Gokula Karuni Mandala Mahite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Raite, Gokula Karuni Mandala Mahite. Hari Om. I am trying to do WhatsApp, the Zoom, but it's not working, I think. See?
You like?
Yeah, I tried. Oh, yeah, I think I got it. Yeah, it's coming. Oh,
Take the mic off. Nobody.
And it's the first time I'm actually like playing this. I was just practicing it. I'm gonna play what I practiced.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hari Hari Bol.
Doesn't sound like you're doing that for the first time. Very much so. Yes. Huh? I don't know. I think I messed up a lot. But I think that
So today, first time we are going live actually, while we are in person. So, many a times like Richa is not able to come today. So, and many devotees in India, they also want to be participating in the program, but they cannot because they are in India. So I decided, we'll try this today. And if it works out, then, every program, it will also be recorded and we can hear it again. So many times, so many questions are there. Arey, what was the answer? So that way. So YouTube Live is going on right now. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Those who... Okay. So you want to...
Yeah, so today will be doing the second chapter Bhagavad Gita. And we have been going sequentially, so we are at 31st sloka. So maybe for those who didn't attend, I could just give a recap, just a summary of what's happening. And we can distribute the small Bhagavad Gita, just pass it on.
Okay.
Everybody will get one.
Okay. We have to figure out how to do this. We are learning. Yeah.
That's the best way.
No, but I think you wanted to use the... Yeah? You're okay?
Yeah.
Hare
Oh,
Krishna! Welcome, welcome. Yeah, yeah.
Come. Welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Just in time.
Only thing is, this is not...
You're okay? Oh, it's fine.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll start with page 1. We have some slokas that we chant together. Om Jnana Nirambasya Jnana
Janalaya Yakshagam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha
Krishnan Savitam Yena Bhutale
Svayam Padavaryam Yati Swagadantam
Vandeham Jivara Sri Yudavadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathamritam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijanapaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Krishna Sri Vishakam Hare Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagapade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Satyagangshana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishnabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Paliyanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasti Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namah Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prestaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prasarine Nirvishesha Tunyavadi Pasatyarya Deshakarine. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Oh. Hare Krishna Abhimanyu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, page 115 in this book. I don't know. Text is 32. Chapter 2, 106 in your book. Small book is 106. Yadruchaya Cho Papannam Yadruchaya Cho Papannam Swargadvaram Apavritam Swargadvaram Apavritam Sukhina Kshatriya Partha Sukhina Kshatriya Partha Labhante Yuddham Idrusham Labhante Yuddham Idrusham Yadruchaya Chopapannam Swargadvaram Apavritam Sukhinaha Kshatriyaha Partha Labhante Yuddhamidrisham. I know you don't have word to word in that book, but you can follow with me. Yadrichaya by its own accord. Cha also. Upapannam arrived at. Swarga heavenly planet. Dwaram door. Apavritam wide open. Sukhinaha very happy. Kshatriyaha the members of the royal order. Partha O son of Pruta. Labhante do achieve. Yuddham war. Idrisham like this. Translation. O Partha, happy are the Kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunities come saw unsought, opening for them the doors of heavenly planets. So I'll just read the purport. As supreme teacher of the world, Lord Krishna condemns the attitude of Arjuna, who said, I do not find any good in this fighting. It will cause perpetual habitation in hell. Such statements by Arjuna were due to his ignorance only. He wanted to become non-violent in the discharge of his specific duty. For a Kshatriya to be in the battlefield and to become non-violent is the philosophy of fools. In the Parashara Smriti, or religious quotes made by Parashara Muni, the great sage or the father of Vyasadeva, it is stated, Kshatriyo hi praja rakshana sastra baniha pradandayam nirjitya parashainyadi kshitim dharmena palayet. The Kshatriya's duty is to protect the citizens from all kinds of difficulties. And for that reason, he has to apply violence in suitable cases for law and order. Therefore, he has to conquer the soldiers of inimical kings, and thus, with religious principles, he should rule over the world. Considering all aspects, Arjuna had no reason to refrain from fighting. If he should conquer his enemies, he would enjoy the kingdom. And if he should die in the battle, he would be elevated to the heavenly planets, whose doors are wide open to him. Fighting would be for his benefit in either case. Om Tat Sat. So, just to give a summary till now, what happened, I'm not going to the first chapter. The first chapter was kind of setting the scene. And basically, Arjuna was very overwhelmed when seeing such a situation. They were all very prepared. They're just two brothers from, you know, the sons of two brothers are fighting over a kingdom. It's a long story for Natalia, who does not know the background. Um, it's a family feud over the property of the kingdom, basically, who should be the king. There were religious conduct, whoever is the eldest person, and of course, he has to be very qualified to be a king, only then he would become the king. Unfortunately, the eldest brother uh, was actually blind by birth, so he could not become the king. So then his brother became the king because that was the rule. Then his brother had five sons, which is Pandu Maharaj. The names are really complicated, maybe if I tell all the names, but then the elder brother who was blind had 100 sons. And of the 100 sons, the eldest brother always was very ambitious. He wanted to become the king, but he was not as qualified as the other brother's son, who was also very wise, intelligent, and a great devotee of the Lord. So he became the king. So from childhood, he was always scheming how to kill, even at a very young age, he wanted to kill the brothers and just somehow take the kingdom. So he does so many politics, and the whole, uh, story of Mahabharata goes several ways. He tries to kill, try to abandon them from the kingdom, and so many things he does. And finally, there is a gambling. So in the duty of kings, there are two things you cannot refuse. One is, if you are given a challenge to fight, you cannot say, no, I will not fight. That means you are a coward. So you cannot refuse that. And you can also not refuse when an opportunity of gambling is thrown at you. You cannot refuse in both ways. So because they were Kshatriyas or kings, he accepted the offer. Basically, it's like casino, but then they had a cheating technique, how to cheat. So they cheated and they lost obviously the pious kings, they lost in the gambling. And it was so bad that the rule was whoever loses, they lose for um, 12 years. They have to go to the forest. And for 1 year, the 13th year, they have to stay incognito. You have to hide your identity. So suppose if the other party finds out that, you're still hiding, but I know who you are. If they find out, then you have to repeat the 12 years again in the forest. So that was a rule, but then they agreed for it. So they finally succeed. Then at the end of the 13th year, they would come back and take their kingdom. That's the game rule. So they follow that. So they finished the 12 years. They finished the 13th year also, and they successfully were hiding and they could not, the other party could not find them. So then they say, okay, according to our agreement, we came back. So now give the kingdom back to us. Then he says, no, I'm not going to give. I just break my promise. So then these other brothers are very nice people. They say, okay, we are kings, we can't be just getting some employment or anything. Just give us some 5 villages. We are happy with it. You can keep. The rest of the whole kingdom you can keep. Just give us some 5 villages. There's no way. I'm not giving you even a smallest place of land, even as much as a pin. How much does a needle take? Even that much also I will not give. So then all good talks, everything failed. Then finally they had to only go for a war to actually claim their kingdom back, because that's the way the kings have to live. So on their side, they have a cousin who's common, who's Lord Krishna, who is a cousin. And then Krishna is on their side, and Krishna's kingdom is on the other brother's side. So these five Pandavas, they're very wise. They said, we don't want your army. If the other brothers want to take, let them take, but we want you. Because we know you are the Supreme Lord. And if you are there with us, we are very happy. So that's how the background setting in a very short way, the whole story. And then they decide to fight the war at the Battle of Kurukshetra. So on the day of Battle of Kurukshetra, Pandavas were on one side, on the other side, the 100 brothers with all the army and everybody is present. But this five Pandavas, because being very devotional people, very kind and gentle at heart, he saw all the people, they're all my family, they're kith and kin. Some are were uncles, friends, brothers, cousins, their children. So many ways they're all connected. They grew up together. Then he saw, and some were, they were common teachers, grandfathers. Everybody was present there. So he became overwhelmed. He said, no, no, no. I mean, like, I know we all came to fight, but then really for what? Just for a kingdom, I'm going to kill my own people? This doesn't make sense. So he thinks I should actually resign. I should not fight. So then he gives a lot of arguments, lot of reasons why I should not fight. Because if I fight, both sides, everybody will die. And then all the women will become widows. And then they will not have any protection from any man anymore. And they can be easily exploited. And then there will be unwanted progeny. And then what will happen to the children who are thus born? They don't have any culture. They will not be, doing any of the Vedic culture because they won't have training. All these things will come up to a population that I would be creating because of me. Unwanted population will be there in the society. Like this, he gives so many arguments. He says, hence, I don't want to fight. Then Arjuna, Krishna, his friend, who is the Supreme Lord, he's actually taking the opportunity to speak Bhagavad Gita at this time when everybody, all of us, go through in a particular phase of our life, a lot of obstacles and ups and downs, and especially dilemma. Sometimes there are crossroads. We don't know what exactly we should be doing. What is our duty? We forget. So when an overwhelming situation comes, it becomes very difficult to understand what is our real duty. So we were discussing in the last class about duty. There are two types of duties. One duty is for the body, and there is a other duty which is for the soul. And what is for the body, the duty, just like when we are all young, what is a duty? It's very clear. Well, play is one of the duties, yes. Education, you have to study. It's very clear, loud and clear, right? But then when you grow up, it changes. The duty changes. Then you become even more older and become a mentor. Become mentor. Yeah, after that, even become then, yeah. So the body, as the body is changing, the duties also keep changing. But the soul, as a soul, the soul never changes its original position. And what is the original constitutional position of the soul? We discussed that last class. Remember? It's eternal. Just like the constitutional position of sugar is what? Sweet. You cannot remove sweetness from sugar, right? Can you remove from fire? What can you not remove? Heat. You cannot remove. So it is constitutional position of that particular entity. The same way, there is a constitutional position of the soul, which is called Sanatana Dharma, which cannot change. That dharma cannot change. And what is that? For anybody to serve. You cannot change that quality of the soul. You might say, I want to be the master. But the truth is, you can be the master only if you promise you will serve everybody. That's the rule of the world. Even husband, wife, everybody in the whole family, you might say, I'm the master of the house, but you have to serve the entire house. That's the rule. You might say, I don't like anybody. I'll just live on my own alone. Then you'll still bring one cat or a dog. Then you will serve that cat or a dog because that's your constitutional position. But this is happening because in the forgetfulness of our relation to God, we are serving somebody else. So when we revive our original consciousness, then we become servant of God. Then everything else will be aligned. Until we come to that position, we cannot understand our real duty, real dharma. Dharma also means duty. So the real duty is basically to find out, to figure out in life, what do we want? Everybody wants another common factor of the soul is to enjoy. Anandamayo abhyasa. Is there anybody in this world you see they're working very hard to suffer? You will not find one. Because that's again our constitutional position of the soul. You all want to enjoy, but we don't know how. The only idea or the only opportunity that we have is the exposure to this matter, to this material world. So we are thinking we will be happy if I collect more matter. That means for the eyes, I need more beautiful things to see. So I want to decorate my house. I want to keep everything nice, all beautiful things. According to me, whatever is beauty, I want to keep that. If Netflix is beautiful, then I want to keep changing the channel. So everything to the eye, more and more and more for the eye. The same thing for the tongue, the more and more for the tongue. So we have this idea. So our idea is as much as we can provide material substances, things, then we will be happy, more happy. So we need to collect more things. That's why we are all working very hard to collect more and more and more and more. Yet we see people are collecting more and more and more, but the result is, can anybody say, after collecting so many things, are they happy? I don't think so.
They will collect and give it to the hospital.
They collect and give to the hospital. Yeah, that is the harsh reality. Yes. So that is called illusion, Maya. So Maya presents you an opportunity. Seems like it is an opportunity. Just like you are running behind in the desert, a mirage is there. So the more you go chase that mirage, what happens? The mirage is moving further away. So the goalpost keeps changing. So like that for all of us. In the beginning we are thinking, okay, I just have to get this degree. Once I get that degree, I'll figure out. I know already how to be happy. To get the degree. Arey, what happened? I didn't get a good salary now. So get the salary. Arey, still there is something missing. So the goalpost is going on changing in everybody's life. It's just like the mirage. It's going, you chase it more, it goes more further away. So Krishna is explaining, he actually explains that concept. Matra sparshastu kaunteya titoshna sukha dukkada. The concept of happiness, he explains. What is the concept of happiness? As long as we touch some material object with our senses, we perceive that as happiness. So our idea is, okay, let's have that longer time. Just like it's a cold winter day, morning, what you do? Go to the hot shower, and if it's a nice hot shower, it'll be nice. Okay, 5 minutes. No, we can stay 10 minutes. Or maybe a little longer. 15 minutes. Maybe 20 minutes. So that is not enough. So they said, no, 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 we'll give you better facility. We'll give you a tub. Hot water tub. Hot tub. So how long can you stay? You think. So we all know how many times we have used that hot tub. Exactly. Even though we all tried it once. So the idea is the same. Matra, just like how long will the winter last? Not very long. It'll just go away. Like that, how much ever time this contact of the material object is there on your senses, that much time only happiness is there. Moment that contact is gone, happiness is gone.
I mean, even with the contact, if you're like, sticking to it for a long time, like,
Then also it cannot get. Then also you cannot get. Just because the sweet is nice, how much sweet can you put on your tongue? One gulab jam, two, three, four, maximum six. Beyond that, your stomach won't ferment. Right? So this is the concept of happiness. So Krishna is saying this is foolish. This is foolish. A person who does not have knowledge, he thinks this is the only way to enjoy in this world. And you cannot experience real happiness. Just like, for example, we all know in this winter, if there is snow, you wear, one layer, two layers, three layers, and then you go out. Even though there is snow, it doesn't really feel immediately because we are layered with gloves and all that, right? But the same way, even though Krishna gives the opportunity, gives the idea, if you simply utter my name, you'll feel happiness. But we cannot. Why? It is just like wearing the gloves and touching the hot thing or cold thing. It doesn't feel because of the covering, of the layers of covering. The soul is covered with layers. And what are those layers of covering? There are two layers of covering, Krishna is explaining. Anybody get that? Two layers for the soul.
The material and the like the material body, and then you have like the gross body and the subtle body.
Gross body and the subtle body. They are like the gloves. So that is why we are not able to, even though we are chanting Krishna's name, we cannot experience the bliss. So the entire process Krishna explains in this second chapter, of course, now until 38th sloka, he gives the argument now. He says to Arjuna, I know you're trying to be very nice guy. You are saying that you don't want to fight, but it doesn't work like that, Arjuna. Just like, for example, you go to a boxing ring. Now, there are two boxers. Why they came onto the ring? They both want to fight. Now, one guy says, oh, I'm actually a very nice guy. I don't want to hurt you. So why don't I just resign and walk away? What will the other person think? You are a coward. That's all they will think. They won't think you're showing compassion. I'm saving you. They are not thinking you're a good person. That is why you went away. Nobody will think of you as a good person, Arjuna, if you want to resign fighting right now. Correct? So, in fact, they will keep on condemning you as a coward, and that insult is worse than death for you because you're a great king. You are not supposed to do that. On the other hand, just like if there is a criminal and if there is a judge, what should the judge do to the criminal? He should give him punishment. If it is very bad crime, then he should hang him to death. For doing that, the judge is rewarded. He's given a lot of money. The judges get paid very well. But actually, what is the judge telling? You die. He's telling somebody to die. For that, he's rewarded. The same way here, Krishna is giving the argument as a Kshatriya. If you work to fight, there are only two outcomes. One outcome is either you win or you lose. If you win, you get your kingdom back. If you lose, maximum you'll die. Then what happens? Because you fought in a holy war, you will actually go back to heaven. So you are given a reward. Both ways you are rewarded. It's hence you cannot escape your duty. Again, this is just a concept based on the body. So now, after this 38th sloka, Krishna opens up another concept. That concept by which you do your duty and still you are not bound by any bondage. That concept he will open up. So that is called karma yoga. Then again, he doesn't stop there because most of the people think, oh, karma yoga, people, those who have learned or heard Bhagavad Gita, not in a professional way, but just as a cultural way. We grew up and everybody says, just do your duty and forget about the result. Everybody knows this. Even an auto rickshaw driver also knows this in India. They will all tell you. But immediately, that is not complete. Krishna stops there and then he introduces the next concept, which is called devotional service. So from 40th to 50th sloka, Krishna actually goes beyond and then he explains what is the concept of devotional service. Because one concept, one idea of karma yoga is limited understanding. It is not complete understanding. It is better, just like somebody who's enrolled in elementary school is better than a person who doesn't go to school at all, correct? But somebody who's enrolled in a graduate program, definitely the elementary school is not the best, even though it's not bad. So there is a better program than that. Yeah, he wants to say. Okay. So Krishna explains how to understand karma, means duty. So there are three concepts he explains: karma, akarma, and vikarma. And then once you become expert in devotional service, what are the symptoms of the person who became expert? He explains until 59th sloka. So from 60th sloka onwards until 70th sloka, then Krishna explains why somebody cannot do this. Even though such great knowledge he is going to share, but there are people who cannot do this. He explains all those reasons, how the senses are actually uncontrollable, and then people are infatuated to enjoy the senses. So all these concepts Krishna actually presents in the second chapter as an introduction to the opening of the entire second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So I'll stop here and open for any questions or comments, and we can discuss any points.
One question we can take from last week. I think last week's question, we'll take that now. Yeah, you can ask what is in your mind.
It was just about what was written in the book.
Okay. Why are women considered less intelligent? Is that the question? That's the question.
Can you read that actually? Huh? Oh, name Kampistigana? Oh, okay. Okay, I made a mistake.
I think it's the 40th sloka of first chapter, right? Adharma vibhava Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyah strishu dushtashu varshneya jayate varna shankaraha. When irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of family become corrupt. And from the degradation of womanhood, O descendant of Vrishni, comes unwanted progeny. I just touched this topic. So Arjuna gives his logic. He says, if there is war, then both sides, there will be all the women will become widows. And then when they're widows, there is a lot of opportunity for them to be exploited. And then the children who are born out of such type of progeny, they are considered Varna Shankara. Means people who are not trained, the children who are not trained in Vedic culture. So when they are not trained in Vedic culture, they will not have any spiritual values or upbringing, and hence they can easily become a disturbance to the society, just like we are seeing today. And even today, in the name of feminism, people are saying it's okay, there's no need of marriage, you can just live in. And finally, the end result, if it is ultimately by staying together, if the girl becomes pregnant and if they decide not to stay together, who takes the responsibility? Ultimately, the mother is exploited. She is exploited in the name of feminism, in the name of liberation, in the name of equality, which is not really fair. It is very unfair to the women. So the religious code of conduct always, the Vedic scriptures have given the highest position uh, to the women in Vedic society. They are always given the highest respect and protection in that sense. So somebody might say, oh, why do women need protection? They're very capable of doing themselves and whatever they are, right? So it is it's actually a better deal. Meaning they don't have to really slog. They're actually men are supposed to work hard and provide for the family, and women are supposed to maintain the spiritual values in the family. So hence, it is not that they are lower when such instructions are given. It's not like they are lower. Yeah,
Saying unwanted population, right?
progeny,
But,
unwanted.
yeah. Saying every animal, every creature has, and then, what do you call them unwanted? You know,
Okay,
they,
unwanted, the reason unwanted is, okay,
just because they're not trained in Vedic culture doesn't mean, you know, they cannot be like spiritually uplifted, right? Like, I read, found so many Westerners like going to schools in India,
Mhm.
and you know, they understand Hindu immediately, like, you know, they somehow had some relationship, but they're still Westerners, they didn't have any exposure to
Sure.
Vietnamese culture, right? So I don't know, it's just some pictures of those just terminologies, you know, using unwanted progeny, not trained in Vedic culture, it just seems like we are generalizing. And just because, yeah, I agree, women can be exploited, but it's not the problem of the women, right? Men need to be educated to not do that, right? So, I don't know, it just seems.
so, yeah, so basically, there is something called as a darshan samskara. So even, just like I was mentioning last time also, even before the child is born, there are Vedic practices where there is called Garbhadan Samskara, where you can actually invite a very great advanced soul. That is actually the process of marriage, and marriage is actually termed as yajna. It's called Vivaha Yajna. That is forgotten. Yajna means satisfaction of Vishnu, work done for the satisfaction of Vishnu. So that is forgotten. Today, marriage is just a show off. How much that other person spent, I should spend a little more than that. One notch higher than that. All the other core practices of marriage is forgotten, and everything else, how much beautiful the dresses we have to buy, jewelry we have to buy, how much we have to show off, all these things only are remaining today, and how much Bollywood dances they are doing. You can see everybody's marriage, what is actually being done. But nobody even talks about what is Vedic marriage. They don't talk about it. In fact, the biggest concept of marriage is only to raise children. There is no other reason for one to get married. If somebody does not want children, there is no need to even marry, according to Vedic culture. And there is no concept of divorce because it is joint agreement, both husband and wife together sign up for only one purpose, to attain spiritual enlightenment. Both each one helps each other. So they are called Dharma Patni. It's the Dharma Patni means who is helping the spouse only for the upliftment of spiritual benefit. So that is totally forgotten.
No, but her point, you missed
So
the
there,
point.
yeah, I understand.
Come to
So in fact, I understand the word. It might sound very harsh. It might sound very harsh by using the word unwanted population, but sometimes when you go to a teacher is there in a class and all the children are doing a lot of nonsense, the teacher sometimes will have to use strong words. You people are nonsense. Keep quiet. You might have to use such words like that. It says, Kali Yuga says, Kalo Sudra Sambhavaha. In Kali Yuga, we are born means everybody is a Sudra. What does Sudra mean? Not that he is, lower in status like that. Sudra means one who does not have a concept of working for the future. He wants instant gratification. I want to enjoy right now. He does not know how to work for future. Future means next life. He has no concept. He is called a Sudra.
Um,
So the entire population, it's not singling out only women. It is like you said, even men, because they are also bereft of all these good qualities. They become, it's a joint, it's like animal life. Men become as good as animals. Because animals and men all are same quality. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maipunamcha. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. These four things animals are doing and men also are doing. So what is the difference? There is no difference. The only difference is we as humans can practice spiritual life. So if people do not practice spiritual life, there is no difference. Dharma hina pashubhi samanam. That's what scripture says.
You might feel that all these words are little harsh, but when you are going to a teacher, so like the Bhagavatam is teaching us and they want to wake us up. So that is why such harsh words are spoken to make us understand. See, progeny, I also want to tell you, I want to make a point that progeny means that in this life, we can get rid of this birth death cycle, that understanding that progeny doesn't have. That understanding that when we get human form of life, what is the goal? What you can achieve best when you get the human form of life? No,
It's born out of, you know,
no, not necessary. No, not necessarily. No, not necessarily that all are like that. You can have the, even,
Suppose
wait,
somebody who
let
go
me,
to school,
one second,
is it discriminating to say he's uneducated?
one second. No, that also,
exact-
no.
That doesn't.
No. I'll tell in a different way.
Mhm.
See, when you see Hiranyakashipu was actually a asura, right? Everybody knows Hiranyakashipu was a asura. But in the womb of his wife Kayadu, there was a great devotee. Prahlad was actually born. Right, so it is at that time even the demigods actually thought that the baby that is going to be born is going to be an asura, so they wanted to kill actually the baby. That happened like that. But Narad Muni, being a very great Vaishnav, Hare Krishna. So a very great Vaishnav, he told, no, don't kill. So what you're saying is true, that every progeny, every child born out of wedlock doesn't have to be like that. We are not saying that. We are not saying that. We are saying that we have to give every child, every human being that is born, we have to give them an opportunity to understand God and uplift themselves and understand the true meaning of getting human form of life. What is the purpose of human form of life?
Like what you said, uh, the Vedic culture, what happened, the Brahmanas, when they became corrupt, they changed the philosophy. What the philosophy they changed was, we are Brahman, so the children who are born, even though they don't have qualification, they are also Brahmin. That is not there. Bhagavad Gita doesn't say that.
No, you're
Otherwise,
her point is that we are saying that progeny is,
Same thing.
yeah,
They are not transformed also.
yeah,
Without reformation,
yeah.
they are also, simply because they're born in a Brahmin family, they are claiming they are Brahmin, but they are not. In fact, they act in a very worst way, horrible way.
But somebody born in a lower community also, caste also, he can uplift himself
Yeah,
by becoming Vedic, by understanding
that's what
the,
Prabhupada did. That's what we are trying to do in this movement, to give this opportunity to everyone. Even though we are born in Kali Yuga, even though we all are, according to Shastra, we are all Sudras. We have no interest in spiritual life, but that is changing just by good association. That is possible. That's what Krishna is saying. Even not only this, even if it's a Papa Yonishu is a completely worse sinner. Even such a person, Krishna is accommodating, no problem. Even you can become completely purified. Valmiki, we all know who is Valmiki, is the greatest criminal that you can think of. Simply by good association with Narad Muni, he became the greatest. He wrote Ramayana. Even Vedavyasa.
He was also.
Yeah.
But somehow the
thought is that Buddha is something bad, only to be there. That's what they projected. They projected like that. It is not, that's not what Krishna said. It's just a hierarchy. Yeah. Yeah. The way to understand the society. Yeah. Just like we cannot say in our body, brain is better, legs are horrible. Yeah. You need both. Like that.
So is this somewhat clear for you, or it's still? Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
You're not very interested, like,
Huh.
let's go to like all parts of the world. Right?
Yeah. So women,
Like,
generally women, what happens, no, they are very simple. Yeah, that way. Yeah.
yes, yes, I don't know. We are getting parity. People who are so passionate.
Oh,
Yeah. He is not pure. He,
All,
I get it what you're saying. If people spew whatever they want.
I understand what you're saying.
yeah. Yeah.
People spew out whatever they want, just like today social media. Somebody says one word and that word is tweaked and it goes in a different way. Like that, even this. Till now, people don't actually put serious thought into or study Bhagavad Gita. Even though they might even recite Bhagavad Gita, they don't know what is inside the Bhagavad Gita. That's the problem. So,
Either Krishna or Arjuna. Arjuna was just taking the excuse that, oh, I should not fight
because of this, yeah.
somebody
Correct.
he's using that to convince or justify his point, and that's what he's using when you are using the very
Exactly.
example, and that should not be your weakness. But yeah, I get your point. If somebody didn't read the preface and the
Yeah.
foreword and
Yes,
and
yes.
there is a part,
Context. Yeah.
that's also
And anyway, that
But
And,
you can see also, even the five Pandavas, they're like Avengers, like the greatest, strongest people. But when it comes to following, their mother's word was final. She was supposed to be a simple mother. She's a widow, and she's a widow actually. But her word is final. She said, "Okay, you got something. You share with all the brothers, and that's it." They had to stick with it without even questioning, arguing anything. Imagine how much respect that is for such great warriors to keep that word. It's not a small thing. Oh, properly, yeah, yes, yeah. It's not allowed. Even Ramayana was thought for Sita. Yes.
yeah.
One could have married any woman. Yes. Yeah. Correct. Correct. Yeah, the culture, the culture. So, yeah, you're true because people have skewed it for their own convenience.
And
they
also,
abuse it, yeah.
there are, you might be following some other tradition, some other religion, and it's not that only this is going to be the perfect. There are others who are like practicing Christians also. They are also coming to this conclusion. So, not exactly, but somewhere along the lines, there are real, who are really very good Christians or good Jewish, people, they also have the same type of understanding they are getting, and they want to follow same truths, the realities of life, they also want to. So we are not saying that only Vedic. Vedic means that to understand God, main purpose is to understand God and to get out of this material world. That is the goal of human form of life. If you are not using that and doing that, then it's like animal, not progressing. Anybody else wants to say anything?
jewelry.
Yeah.
But something is bugging me since many days. But yeah, we pray to God. We decorate God. We decorate Krishna. We decorate with flowers, and in the temples we see jewelry. God. So, so it made me wonder the jewelry and all this came from like God's influencers. So I mean, so where do we draw like where do we draw?
How do you understand? Reconcile this.
But then Krishna is saying, so how like I'm reading something else, reading something else. So like
Good point. Very good point. So you understood her question? You understood the question?
Summarize it.
Okay, I'll summarize that question. She's saying, yeah, it seems like you're saying we should not be indulging in decorating ourselves or, show off or whatever we are trying to do. We should not be doing that. But on the flip side of it, we are doing the same thing. We are decorating Krishna beautifully. We are giving beautiful jewelry, especially in South India. If you go to Tirupati and all these big temples, he is offered the best of the best gold, jewels, diamonds. You can't even imagine the kind of wealth the temples have to decorate the deity. So why is that it is wrong that we decorate ourselves? When we decorate ourselves, what is wrong? Yeah, just simple. Yes, is smart. Yeah. So when you decorate yourself, basically what we are trying to do is we are trying to imitate the Supreme Lord. We want to be the center of attraction. We are thinking, actually, that is the original disease with which we all came into this material world. I want to be the master. I want to be the controller. I want to be the center of attraction. This is the quality of God. God should be the center. God should be the center of object of worship. God should be glorified. Everything should be offered to the God. But we want to imitate ourselves like God according to our capacity. If we are small miniature God, some are who can have more capacity than is celebrated in the society in a little bigger way. Yeah, as a mayor, maybe somebody is a senator, somebody is even bigger position. So according to your position, you want to be the center and you want to be the master and controller. So it has to be the opposite. Just like your parts of the body. What is the natural position of all the parts of your body? They should be servant of your body. Stomach, servant of the stomach. Stomach doesn't know work. But all the parts of the body have to work for the stomach. So the goodness for all the parts of the body lies only when you put all the food, everything for the stomach only. But when the parts of the body declare independence, I will not work for the stomach. This stomach, why? I can enjoy myself. Can the hand enjoy itself? Not possible. I will go on a strike. I declare, like today onwards, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in the stomach. I'm atheist. Why should I serve the stomach? I don't believe in it. So I will enjoy, like gulab jam is there. I will touch the gulab jam. I'll feel the gulab jam. It is so nice. It is so soft. So everything I will do, but I refuse to put it in the stomach. What will happen? We will be frustrated. The same way, all of us, you can declare yourself independence from God and think, I am an atheist, I want to enjoy myself. But end result, like she said, will be frustrated. Even though you might have everything, all the money, everything, but then you cannot. It is not practical. It's just not practical. That's not how we are built. You are built to serve the Lord, then you'll be automatically happy. By decorating Krishna, you will automatically be happy. Just like Prabhupada says, by pouring water at the root, how the tree is completely satisfied. Like that, we also are part of the Supreme Lord. If you serve God, automatically we are satisfied. In fact, that is why you see even how much happiness people get by collecting money, they get 100 times more happiness by giving money, giving charity. That is a fact of life. Paropakaram idam shariram. The design is like that. Unless you help others, you will not be happy. You see, now everybody, we all know it is difficult to cook for ourselves in the house. But then when you come here, you cook and you are serving everybody else, everybody feels happy. That's how it works. Right?
Yeah, but we are creating a materialistic world with why cannot service be simple?
You can do service
It is
to
very
also.
simple. Basically, there is no difference between material and spiritual, actually speaking. It is just like when you remove the concept, it is for me, not for me, and it is for God, it becomes spiritual. Moment you think it is for me and it is mine, that is material. That's all. It's the same object. Everything else is same. Just like this mic. Everything. Everything can be offered to Krishna. Moment you think it is for me and for my enjoyment, this is mine. Aham mameti. Everything is me and mine. Moment you think that is material. Moment you think everything belongs to Krishna and I am his servant, then it is spiritual. That's all is a concept.
But you don't have to do very elaborate. You don't have to. Krishna doesn't need anything. Krishna is the owner of everything. He has 6 qualities. His 6 qualities are his complete. Complete means he has full. He is fully beautiful. Nobody is as beautiful as him. He is most intelligent. Huh? He is most renounced also. So one of the quality of him is everything belongs to him, but still he has just left everything. He doesn't claim, you know, he doesn't jabardasti want us to serve him. He can. He can. Would your parents, when they want you to respect them, if they will jabardasti make you respect them or love them, will you like it? You won't like it. So Krishna is also completely renounced. He doesn't control. He doesn't want us to jabardasti by force. He can do, but he doesn't. He wants us to love him without any thing. So like that, even if you don't give him anything, it doesn't matter. He's completely renounced. But if we give him, that makes him happy and it makes us also happy. But if you don't give, and if you do very simple deity worship or simple anything, anyway, Krishna only is looking for what? Bhavagrahi Janardana. He only wants your bhava, not the big feast, because he's actually not, he's eating at the same time, the feeling, the emotion, the love that you're putting, that is what he's looking for. The love with which you offer. I have a lot of jewels and I will offer everything. But that love is not there. I'm doing it only to show off people. Some people, I'm not telling, if somebody is doing like that, the Lord in our heart as Paramatma, he can sense everything. So if we have such attitude also, that also he can see. But if you keep doing that also, even with the attitude of having show, slowly, that will also change. We will purify that. That will get purified. Just
Hare
because you are doing deity worship.
Hare
Hare Krishna, welcome. Hare Krishna.
Welcome.
Also about your own tendency. Like if I like jewelry and I'm offering jewelry to God, I think that's more like detachment.
Yeah,
It gives
yeah.
me pleasure, but I want to detach myself
I
by
would-
offering.
yeah,
But let's say I will enjoy something.
yeah,
So it would not occur to me that I should offer. I
Yeah.
never offered,
yeah,
but I need to eat.
yeah.
So for me, offering prasadam becomes something of a offering.
You can relate with it. It's a relation, how you relate with each and everything.
So I think,
You know?
whatever is not,
Is
like,
that
what
make sense?
I should give away.
Yeah, my answer is more of what I know, like how temples are being like
Okay, so basically, no, why temples are doing, one second, one.
They don't do decoration, right? They keep the god like that. Will you go to the temple?
No, not because of that, not because of that.
It's not get lost in that.
Also one more thing is
If we can't see the god, right? If it's decorated, we smile, we feel so happy, right? We feel so happy.
that's one type of mentality, but another mentality
that's the
another way is one of the 9 ways of doing devotional services. Also, decorating the Lord is one more devotional service. Actually, so when in the temple they are decorating, they are doing devotional service actually.
So
Also,
according to
temple
scripture, it's called Pancharatrika Vidhi. There are a lot of rules and regulations. In temples, there are 64 types of offenses when you do deity worship. It is not for decoration, for showing to the public, not to attract the public. That's not the reason that they are doing.
Yeah, but we
Our mind
No.
might be
Correct.
happy.
No, not for that reason. Everything.
Yeah.
No. That's not correct. That's not correct. The answer is everything in the temple that is done only for one purpose, to give pleasure to Krishna.
Krishna.
There is no second reason. That's how devotional service is done. We do not do anything just to attract the crowd and public. That is not the reason. When the acharya, there's a guru parampara. The parampara means the acharyas, they are following 100% the scriptures. Smriti, Puranadi, Pancharatrika Vidit Vina, Aikantika Bhaktir Hare, Utpadyeva Kalpate. Meaning, unless every single aspect of devotional service is in compliance with Shruti and Smriti. Shruti and Smriti means Vedic Puranas or scriptures, and Vedas and the Puranas called, both are together called Shruti and Smriti. Aikantika Bhakti means if it is deviating the principles of devotional service, and if somebody is concocting, then that will be a disturbance in the society. So such things great acharyas will not authorize. All the great temples that you see, Sri Rangam, Venkateswara Balaji, Jagannath Puri, Srinathji, all these temples in Vrindavan, all the great acharyas have established, they have established this worship in a particular accordance with what is called as Pancharatrika Vidhi. And of course, there are also other methods of worship, which is called Vaishampayana. Vaishampayana is another method of worship which is established in Srirangam and Tirupati, that is considered very high level. The bar is set very high level. Unless you do the worship in that way, and because he's treated like the supreme king, like an emperor, he has to be treated that way. He has to be fed 8 times in a day. He has to be taken on a procession on an elephant on every evening. There is a particular way of how to make him sleep, how to, just like a king is treated, the same way, all the way, all from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, there is a particular procedure. If you cannot deviate that. So these temples have established all these things. And the kings were told as devotional practice to part with their wealth as devotional service. So it's become a tradition. A lot of devotees who know this, they actually offer themselves everything. Prane, Ante, Diya, Vacha. All 4 things you have to offer to Krishna. So they offer everything. Hence, all these offerings are done only for the pleasure of Krishna. There is no other reason. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruttamam. All the senses have to be offered as a service to the master of the senses, and this is considered as devotional service. Hence, everything should be offered to Krishna and not to ourselves. And our decoration, automatically we become decorated, not externally. The soul becomes decorated. And how that sadhu bhushanam, we discuss about that sadhu bhushanam, how that soul becomes decorated is described in 26 qualities. There are 26 qualities where the soul is decorated. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, you'll find in the 16th chapter, sloka 1 to 3, all these qualities will shine in you. You become very knowledgeable, you'll become humble, you'll become tolerant, you'll become compassionate. All these qualities will come in you, and that is your decoration. Because after all, what is this material beauty anyway? It'll wither. It'll wither just in no time. How much just to keep this same way, that beauty, the youth, how much you have to struggle, how much hair color and cosmetics and so many things you have to keep doing. But still, there is no guarantee. You can keep it that way. Otherwise, you can take it with Botox and other things, but it's very temporary.
There is
You cannot.
Kabir Das दोहा में तेरा तुझको सौंपते क्या लागत है मोर मेरा मेरा कुछ नहीं जो लागत है चोर ऐसे ही whatever I have I'm giving it to you. It's not mine, it's all yours. And when we are offering this, what I have heard, like learned from my family, that Yatha Shakti. Our festivals, like we have a short form, right? So let's say I have some garden which has little some fruits and flowers. Right? I will offer that. Somebody has more didn't offer this. Nobody. God is not saying give me that. It's my guest that like my God has come to my house. Treat him like best way I can. That's the whole point.
Bhagavatam tells like this in another way. Suppose king is there. What is he doing? He's wearing nice turbans and beautiful crowns he's wearing, right? He wants to decorate. So Bhagavatam says, what is the use? You're decorating your turban head with all this turban and everything. But what is the use of that head which never bowed in front of Krishna? Where is the beauty for that head? Where is the beauty for the eyes? You have this eyes. We are thinking, oh, this person has beautiful eyes. What is this eyes? Bhagavatam is saying, the peacock feather also has eyes. Can it see anything? Like that, if these eyes have never seen the beautiful forms of the Lord, it is same as the peacock looms on the feather of the peacock. It's the same thing. Tavakatamrutam tapta jivanam. The gopis are singing, what is the use of this jivanam if even if somebody has lived 100 years, perfect health, everything he has done, but he has never dedicated his life to Krishna's service, what is the use of that? It is a dead body. Are you decorating a dead body? What is the use of decorating a dead body? The gopis are singing like this. So what is the beauty? How does a devotee define beauty? Is by offering our eyes to Krishna. Peace. The eyes get a peace by looking at the deities of Krishna. The ears get a peace by hearing the holy names of Krishna. The tongue enjoys the peace by actually honoring Krishna Prasadam, or to talk about Krishna, to glorify Krishna. This is how devotees beautify themselves. The soul gets beautified. This is how we decorate ourselves.
I think any other point anybody wants to help?
Very pertinent questions are being asked.
Yeah, very thought invoking, soul searching.
Yes.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah. Very good point. So we can.
Any other question?
Anybody else wants to ask anything? Wants to say something?
Dhyan wants to ask something. Dhyan has a question.
He's asking when is Prashadam?
Soon,
We
soon.
can do one thing because all cannot fit in that Prashadam. So as some take Prashadam, others can continue with the bhajan. How's that? Yes? Okay. Different thing.
Bhagavad Gita Path ki.
Bhagavad Gita Path ki. Mahaprashadam ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
So we are stopping the